Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to my review of the episode 4 of the Kenobi series. I honestly think this episode was not very good. I think it was mediocre. There was lots of plot conveniences, loads of just ridiculous action scenes, stuff that should have never happened and was just completely unreasonable. Probably the most ridiculous thing about this episode was this entire assault on the Fortress Inquisitorius, where Obi-Wan first of all asks the rebels for help, and one of them, I presume it was a general or some guy in charge, just refuses to do it and says, it's a suicide mission, we can't do it. But then, changes his mind on a whim because Obi-Wan says that Leia is only 10 years old, and then that makes this guy reminiscence about his wife that was also killed by Inquisitors. So suddenly he totally changes his mind and is like, yeah, all right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna embark on that suicide mission that I've just declined. But I've just changed my mind on a whim and I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. And I don't understand why modern productions make the characters to be so shaky and not stand fast in their beliefs. They just change whatever they fight for, think in nanosecond, which is not good. If you're that shaky, then that means you're weak and it's very easily to coerce you or manipulate you to do whatever another person wants. You don't really have steady beliefs. If you change everything so fast, then what value are you? You will turn in one moment. It is not good. This is not good, and that's not the message we should be sending to young people, because that show is directed to kids as far as I'm concerned, but at the same time it just shouldn't be. It should be directed towards people probably like me or a little bit older than me who have been raised on the prequels and who are invested in this story. I'm not saying that the original Star Wars fans weren't, but I mean, in my opinion, that people should be the target group. People that are somehow in their 30s, their early 30s, and have been raised on the prequels, that are invested in this story between the Revenge of the Sith and the New Hope. That should be the target group. Ideally, if you really would want the show to succeed, you should be targeting these people that are already invested and already really want to watch it, rather than children that don't even really care about that in the first place. Do you guys think modern kids want to watch Star Wars? Do you think they want? I don't think so, to be honest. I don't think they want. But if they do want, then I don't think that's the message they should be getting. That you're supposed to change your entire belief system, motivation, and decisions in 1 second just because someone is talking you into doing it, possibly like playing on your feelings and your empathy, and you do that in the real life, then you're really going to be taken advantage of and simply manipulated into whatever another sneaky individual wants you to do. And we shouldn't be sending that message to kids unless we want to raise a generation of easily manipulated, idealistic, and emotional people. But I guess majority of us had this phase at some point in our lives, but we grew up out of it. And I don't think people who are raised to be such individuals are going to appreciate it later in life when they realize what the hell they have been sold. This is not a good thing to do. That is. So I'm thinking, what do you want to achieve, Disney? You want to raise idealists? Well, I guess if you want someone that be brainlessly consuming your products, then yeah, I guess that's probably the way to go. If you simply want to have profit at all costs, regardless of any integrity or fairness. But I don't think it will do you any good because, as far as I know, people whom you are trying to target aren't interested in that stuff in the first place, and you are losing the long established fans that actually like that, and the people that actually allowed you to take on with that franchise in the first place. But anyway, that is the first criticism of this episode, the major idealistic, shaky, stupid idiot that simply gets coerced by Obi-Wan to help Leia on some kind of suicide mission, which he didn't really want to do, but then just got got talked into doing that. So that's the first stupid thing. And there's one more problem into it because the rebels obviously are the good guys in this story. So Disney is sending the message that look, that's how the good guys work. That's something a good person will do, like just be emotional idealist and change their opinion in 1 second, that's something that good people do. And that's another very dangerous thing to sell to young people. Together with the entire portrayal of Leia, because in real life, real life doesn't look like Kenobi show where everybody's dumping down and Leia is perfect, very mature and basically outsmarts everybody, and nothing ever happens to her, and no one even does anything to her at any point. Normal life doesn't look like that. So Disney is sending extremely bad message here, and if someone actually takes this bait, then it's not going to work out very well for them. But unfortunately, there are going to be some kids probably that will be raised on that stuff, which is not good for them. Another thing is the security in the Fortress Inquisitorium is a laughing stock. Like they don't have shields, they don't have anything, because apparently the fortress is impenetrable and nobody will be foolish enough to attack it. Like, it looks pretty easy to get into it. Like, all you need to have is a spy that outsmarts the ridiculous security that's got some really bad checking system. Exactly like in the previous episode when Obi-Wan could have just gone around the lasers, but he chooses to destroy them instead. Here you have exact same thing. You have like something that looks like a scanning machine, like in the airports, but you can just walk around it with no problem and just totally avoid any scanning in the first place. So it's ridiculous. So the lady gets in with no problem, and Obi-Wan just swims there underwater like he's swimming at the bottom of the freaking ocean. I don't know what the pressure of the water would do to you at this point, Obi-Wan. And we know that you're not so good in using force anymore, so I have no idea how the hell he survived that and pulled that over. And it doesn't even show how he's getting inside the fortress in the first place, because I believe if you make a freaking hole or open any door under the water, it's going to get completely destroyed with all that water getting in. So I have no idea how Obi-Wan got inside. Like, and I don't think the episode ever explains that unless I've missed it somewhere there. But I don't even remember it being explained at any point. And I really would like to know, how the hell did you manage to get inside, Obi-Wan? Please tell me. It was easy enough for the Imperial spy, I think her name is Tala. It was so ridiculous for her to like pull this entire action. He's just sitting in the station where she's not supposed to be, talking to the microphone in the open, being very open about the fact that she's conspiring, probably is up to no good, and no one even challenges her or confronts her about that. And she's just talking to the microphone right now and there in the freaking open. Everyone can see her and nothing is happening. The one moment when she gets confronted, someone actually thinks, hey, maybe that's not really okay, what's happening here with that woman. Then obviously she manages that situation with no problem, just strangles the guy to death, because she's so strong, apparently, being like half his size. But yeah, that's the message. Ridiculous. Then Riva interrogates Leia, and we've got a moment when Riva is reminiscing about her having a droid similar to Lola, the one that Leia has. And it looks like now even Riva is traumatized. Now, man, it looks like everybody's traumatized in this show now. But the point is, Riva is trying to force Leia to speak using the Force, and obviously, like exactly like with Rey in the sequels, Leia just is totally immune to it and even mocks Riva, asking her if that's some kind of staring contest. It's just, I have no words. And this entire episode looks to me like they've tried hard to make it some kind of science fiction horror. And I think this is really stupid because it doesn't work out here, it just looks ridiculous. But if you want to make real Star Wars horror, then you have so many possibilities to explore. Like, just ekranize some of the Darth Vader comics or this novel, The Dark Lord, The Rise of Darth Vader. Just ekranize that, and you're going to have a really, really bad Star Wars horror. This is actually going to be interesting, but here it just does not work out. Doesn't make any sense. And then Obi-Wan runs into some chamber in the fortress when he finds the bodies of the dead Jedi, like frozen in amber or something like that. And we've got this character from the Clone Wars there that everybody is now losing their minds around. When in reality nobody cares about this granddad, Sinube, I think his name is. I just remember him from the Clone Wars. He's been in like 3 episodes, but in reality is he was never a major player and was just a sidekick and had just like one arc with Ahsoka. But in reality is no one cares about this character at all. And it's again, they're trying to put those Easter eggs there, which is cool, it's nice in itself. There's nothing wrong with it, like putting some Easter eggs. Oh, look, that was in the Clone Wars, that was in the Revenge of the Sith, that was in the Rebels, and things like that. There's nothing wrong with that. That is actually cool and fine. I personally like that. I like when the episodes, the shows, the series, the games in the Star Wars universe all kind of cross each other. I think this is really nice. I really like in the Jedi Fallen Order that we had Obi-Wan there, I really like that. But it's gonna make sense. It can't just be, for the sake of putting something from the Clone Wars there, like, oh look, this guy was in the Clone Wars, so let's put him here for a moment to, for people to be like, oh wow, that was in the Clone Wars, That's just stupid and it's just purely for the aesthetics. It doesn't carry any sense. It doesn't really tie to the story. It was very well done in the Jedi Fallen Order in the game. I haven't completed the game yet and it really lags on my 10 years old laptop, so I have no idea how long it will take me to actually complete it. But in the beginning there is a moment where Cal is holding the holocron and Obi-Wan appears out of it saying that, the Jedi Order has been destroyed. Like, that makes sense. That actually has got some value to the story and it adds up to it and builds around it, This is really nice. This really looks how all other medias in Star Wars, the movies, the shows, they can interact with each other in this entire Star Wars universe. This is really nice and I personally really like it. But not when you're just putting a Clone Wars sidekick character there just for the sake of having him there and nothing more. And then we've got another ridiculous thing, when Tala, just the Imperial lady, blows up her entire cover because she needs to create a diversion for Obi-Wan. So instead of doing like literally anything else, like creating a false alarm or some false evacuation order and things like that, to get people out of the Inquisitorius, she just directs Riva to her and confronts her directly, and out of the blue just brings some info about the rebels, to get her away from Leia. And this is just so stupid. This is just so ridiculous. It's just the most stupid thing, the most dangerous thing you can possibly do to yourself, considering that Riva definitely is stronger than Tala, and right now all eyes are going to be precisely on her. That's something we really don't want to have. I think it's just so stupid, considering that she's trying to sneak away from there with Leia and Obi-Wan. Like, I think that getting the entire fortresses together with Riva's attention on yourself at that point is not very good idea. It's very not good thing to do, at least in my opinion. I think that creating false alarm or false drill would be way, way better. And we could see that happening multiple times in Star Wars, like in the Clone Wars when Fives does it in Camino, for instance, and it always works, nearly always. So I really don't understand why she didn't do that here. I have no idea. And then, after that, there is a really nice scene, could have been played very well if they wouldn't destroy it and made it ridiculous, but could have been very good scene. And that is when they run away and Obi-Wan uses the Force to stop the window from exploding and water getting in and killing everybody. It could have been very well done if they had some kind of second Jedi character there that does it and then dies in the process, being like a hero, saving Obi-Wan and Leia, making this heroic sacrifice. And if we would also have bonded with that Jedi in the previous episodes, that could be a very emotional payoff for his character arc in that situation. That could have been this man that got turned down by Obi-Wan in Tatooine. If just they played that differently and incorporated this Jedi character into the story and then made him die a hero here, that would be so much better, because Obi-Wan doing it doesn't mean anything. We already know that Obi-Wan is going to survive. We know it. And we also know Obi-Wan is a hero, we know that. Just if we overlook how they dumped him down in this series. And I am talking if they actually would make Kenobi good, Obi-Wan wouldn't be dumped down and would be, his casual self. And we would have this second supporting character really making the sacrifice here, dying and saving them. That would be just so much better. And I think they've wasted the opportunity here. Totally. And then we have probably the most ridiculous scene from the entire episode, where they just try to walk away from the Fortress Inquisitorius, and Obi-Wan just puts a cloak over himself like some freaking Inspector Gadget, and Leia is under his cloak just hiding like that, and I'm wondering, like, are these people really that retarded? Is the Empire like run by mentally deficient individuals? Like, really, are these people brain dead? Like, they can't see that? They can't see that there is someone walking under the cloak of Obi-Wan? They can't see it bending in an unnatural way? They can't see that he's clearly hiding something there? They cannot see that? But then Riva finds them out, and we have another ridiculous scene when, X-Wings attack. And we have this one X-Wing, like, just being maybe 4 meters away from Riva and just shooting lasers on her, and it looks so stupid. It just looks so ridiculous. Like, aren't X-Wings capable of, like, attacking the freaking spaceships and causing some major damage? Wouldn't, like, one shot from it be enough to blow up half of the platform that they are standing at? But here, those lasers don't do, like, freaking absolutely anything, like, zero damage, and Riva, like, deflects vast majority of them, and I am wondering, are lightsabers actually capable to deflect the laser shot from a freaking X-Wing? X-Wing is not blaster. Are they capable of doing that? I'm not so sure. So it looks ridiculous. So after that, they escape, and they run away, and one of the Inquisitors just comes out shouting, "Stop them! Stop them!" And, like, then they're doing, like, pretty much nothing to stop them. Just Riva throws, like, one bomb on one of the X-Wings, and it explodes and dies. But it's another ridiculous thing, like, the people aren't actually going for it. It looks like they're holding back. Like, you want to stop someone from escaping, and all you do is screaming, "Stop it!" Like, you won't do anything to stop them, actually. And it seems to me like, some toddlers or children do these things, that they simply scream stop, but they don't do anything about it because, well, they can't really, because they're children. But here that's not the case. We're talking freaking Inquisitors. And then, we have, like, a stupid emotional scene where we're supposed to be sorry because one of the pilots died. A pilot that nobody cares about, and we don't even know anything about him. We didn't even know he existed prior to, like, 5 seconds before his death. A character that wasn't even introduced, and nobody knows absolutely anything about them. But they are making it some kind of, like, major death, some emotional, really horrible thing, and Obi-Wan is all sad and freaking nearly crying, and everybody is so moved that Leia comes and, like, hugs Obi-Wan's hand and, like, tries to comfort him. It's just so ridiculous because this character is, like, he's been there for, like, 5 seconds and nobody knows anything about him. Why is everybody so sad? Like, I didn't know who the hell this pilot was, and like, why are you making so much screen time for showing how sad and devastated they are after his death when no one even knew him? Did Obi-Wan knew him? Is that why he's so sad? I understand the co-pilot being sad because apparently, they were friends, they knew each other, but I don't understand why it's taking so much screen time. Why? I have no idea. Luke mourning for Obi-Wan in The New Hope did not take so much space in the movie. Like, this scene right now is ridiculous. And then, another destruction of Darth Vader happens at the very end of the episode when he just charges to the room very angry, chokes Riva, and basically announces that he's going to kill her, and then just doesn't kill her. So here we have Darth Vader not following through on something he said he will do, which is probably the most non-Darth Vader thing you can possibly do. Darth Vader, one of his hallmarks were that he was a man of action, that always did whatever had to be done, regardless of how evil and brutal that was. If somebody didn't benefit him, failed him, or wasn't useful to him, he was absolutely ruthless in totally exterminating them. But here, miraculously, he gives Riva another chance after publicly announcing that he is about to kill her, which is ridiculous. That's totally destroys, the major feature of Darth Vader, uh, cold, ruthless, and efficient, cruelly, ruthlessly efficient man. And they just destroyed that.
Only a fool makes threats he's not prepared to carry out. Well, let's say I threatened to hit you unless you shut your mouth, but you kept talking. What do you think I'd do?
I don't give a rap.
So yeah, that's what I'm talking about, guys. Officially, Darth Vader destroyed. Officially. And then when he let Riva go, we basically learned that she's put a tracking device somewhere on them. We don't know when and how she did that and why she actually did that, because as far as I know, it was all about hunting down Obi-Wan, but now it's about hunting down the rebels. I have no idea, because the objective changed on a whim, like everything in the modern production does nowadays. And then she drops probably the most ridiculous line in this entire show. She says that wherever Obi-Wan goes, the tracking will follow. Yeah, no shit, Riva. I thought that what the tracking device is supposed to do, like track where the hell the one that you're trying to track is going. Yeah, so yeah, I know that it will follow. I know that. And I believe Darth Vader also knows this. Just another ridiculous nonsense. So yeah, no idea what the next 2 episodes are going to be about. And guys, I've also learned that apparently Darth Vader is not even played by Hayden Christensen because he's too short or something. So I have no idea what the hell Hayden is doing in this show at that point. Just to have couple of shots in the Bacta tank, and that's it. I wonder how much money he got paid for doing pretty much nearly nothing in this show. So far, we really had like 2 scenes with him, and I'm just wondering what was the point of even getting him involved in that show? Was it just to bait people that, wow, look, it's going to be Ivan McGregor and Hayden Christensen together, and it's all going to be about Obi-Wan and Darth Vader? But apparently it's not, because Darth Vader is an idiot and Obi-Wan is a depressed, dampened down kid. So yeah, I've got no idea why they actually did that. They hyped people for Obi-Wan and Vader, but they're doing it completely different about different characters. It wasn't even said at all, wasn't even implied that Leia will be in the show. She wasn't even in the trailer. But now you know the entire show is about Leia. Ridiculous. It was implied that Luke will be in it. That was clearly implied in the trailer. But nah, that's not the case. Luke is probably just gonna have a cameo, or that was all that we've actually seen from him and nothing more, you know. Why did you bring Hayden Christensen to not do nearly anything with him? Why? I just don't understand. That's just stupid. And you know, what's one thing that I waited for? I waited for Hayden, pretty much, because I really like him. And I waited for Anakin. I waited for cool Darth Vader. I waited for the dynamics between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. I wanted to see this. But now we're not gonna have that. So yeah, guys, that would be it. This review ended up being very long for some reasons, nearly 25 minutes now. So I really salute you if you stayed with me till the end. Thank you very much for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure to make that video for you. And I hope you will stick around, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Bye.